Hello and welcome to Spirituality Gone Wild. I am Debbie G, and it's so cool to be here. And I'm here in the middle of the afternoon, which is not a normal time for me because I'm going to be introducing a brand new show and an awesome co-host. You guys are going to love this. This is an amazing gentleman that I was so blessed to meet recently, Dr. Stephen Schwartz. And we're going to be talking all about bioharmonics and how that changing your vibe is going to change your life.
Hello,
Welcome. Hey, Dr.
Harmonics. What an amazing pianist that was watching. I mean, who is that?
That is La Diva. That is La Diva. Thank you for asking. I can't even believe I did that right now. La Diva, I love you. Straight out of Switzerland. She's absolutely remarkable. And thank you for seeing that. Yeah, she is really something. Did it raise your vibe?
Yeah. Was that the green room music?
That was, well, it was kind of the green room music. That was actually the music for the audience as I'm sharing it out and keeping y'all entertained and getting you ready and getting you into the mode, man, to this high vibing mode. You are Dr. Vibe after all. And just to get us started, I want to show you all what we're going to be talking about, a little bit about what we're going to talk about. Come on now. Here we go. So that is a vibe bed. It is an experience and it's just extraordinary. I wanted everyone to see this so you could just get an idea, a visual aspect of what is possible in your own life and in your own home. And I love it. By the way, Penny is saying, get it with your badass selves right now. And Kathy Mason says, hello, Steve. I met you in Denver years ago.
Oh,
Hi.
wow.
Hey, guys.
Amazing. Hello, everybody. So it's interesting. So we were looking at that video. Yeah, that's a great little vibe zone set up. I think from the viewers, they might not know exactly what they were looking at in that particular instance. I could send you some other videos, maybe for another show. But yeah, it's a full body music activated vibrational bed. I think a lot of people watch that video like, oh, is there something going on with the lights? We do work with lights, but actually the bed is the interesting aspect of this. And actually I very rarely even refer to the vibe as a bed, even though everybody refers to it as a bed, a couch, a lounge, all these other things. And I say it's none of those things. It's a vibe. What do you mean it's a vibe? Well, the vibe stands for something. Do you know the acronym you know what vibe stands for, Debbie?
I did see it, but I do not know it off the top of my head. No.
Yeah, I'll share it with you. So repeat after me. Vibrational.
Vibrational.
Individualized.
Individualized.
Body.
Body.
Enhancement.
Enhancement.
Systems.
Systems. I like that.
Vibrational individualized body enhancement system. It's a vibe system. And it's actually interesting living out here in Mexico because there was a new friend of mine who's like I meet all these people that speak like 5 or 6 languages. I can barely speak one language. And so they said, oh, vibrational individualized body enhancement system. Linguistically, it should be an individualized vibrational body enhancement system. And I said, no, because then it would be an E-V.I.B.E.S. Like it doesn't spell it correct. It has to be a vibrational individualized body enhancement system, not an individualized vibrational body enhancement system. But I think linguistically, that's how it's supposed to be, or grammatically.
Okay, it all works for me. I mean, you're killing me. But you know what? This is part of raising the vibe.
Exactly.
Okay. I love this. I love this. You are a brilliant man. In fact, let's tell them how brilliant you are because let's just do some back history. For those who don't know who your fabulous self is, we do have Kathy who does. She says you were selling frequency audios back then.
Yes, which I still am. But this all came out of it in 2007. So I'm a chiropractor by license, and I've been seeing patients since 1999, actually. But really got heavily into working with bioenergetic techniques and technologies starting in 2000. And the transition from working as a kinesiologist and working with allergies and autoimmune diseases and chronic degenerative conditions and all these things came in 2007 when I was looking for a new delivery system. Because prior to that, I was using these little energetic vials, these little glass tubes that are literally about this big, and they contain vibrational frequencies in them that they can be imprinted in a variety of different ways. And I had like 1,000 of them. And this sounds really simple, but this is the whole basis of everything. Is you just take this little glass tube of water that has a vibrational frequency in it, and I would place it into your energy field. And then I would do muscle testing. I would check for strong and weak muscles, which is what's called something called applied kinesiology. And that would give me information. I'd start reprogramming the body, and it worked fantastic. But after about 1,000 vials and starting to expand my practice with other practitioners, I said to myself, there's got to be another delivery system. And this is where I met, Kathy, because I said, well, what about music? And I did an experiment with one of my patients in his recording studio, just kind of as an experiment. I said to myself, what if I could, instead of using, if we're imprinting energetic signatures into water, why can't I just use an audio file and expose it to the human body and then do kinesiology? And we tried that, and it totally worked. I had a patient of mine that had a very severe cat allergy and was dating this girl that had 3 cats. And he told me, he's like, oh my God, he's like, I'm dating this girl. I really love her. But it's just kind of a mess because he's all snotty and whatever situation. And I ended up treating him with this technology and totally eliminated his cat allergy. He's married to this woman to this day. And that was the beginning of my music company, Bioharmonic Technologies. And I started making what I call now, and what I began calling sonic-ceuticals.
Sonic-ceuticals.
Because I mean, the definition, like, what is a pharmaceutical, which is really interesting, because a pharmaceutical is to heal. And big pharma, PHARMA. I mean, it's a synthetic word, just like the and it's really interesting because I'm not sure linguistically if this is where it came from, but farm, but it's not. Like when you have crab, when you have fake crab, it's with a K.
Yeah.
So what's like farm? What's like a fake farm is with a PH.
Ah, dude.
And I'm not sure
okay, yeah.
where it came from, but all these things stem, like pharmaceuticals stem from plants. They come from real natural sources, and then a lot of times they get reproduced synthetically and all those other things. So, but when I break down that word, I think about sonic-ceuticals, about healing through sound. And so that's what I've been calling my specifically formulated protocols, music, really since 2000 and 2007. And then in 2009, after recording my first 2 albums, it's interesting, as people used to say to me, they would say, do I need to listen to this with headphones? And I would say, no, not at all. In fact, I want you to feel this music in your field. So I used to call it field music, not like you're laying in a pasture or like a field of flowers, but more like I'm wanting to influence your field with this sonic-ceutical. And so one day when I was floating in these hot springs in southern Colorado, I had this moment of inspiration where I just got this download, this very clear vision of this bed, and the name that came to mind, and it was called a healing pod. And this healing, and it was a delivery system for my music. So instead of just having the music play into the field through the air, it could vibrate specifically into the body, in the whole body. And I couldn't get this out of my mind. I actually became very obsessed about this. And immediately I ended up getting concept sketches made. And they sat in my office from 2009 till 2012, when I was introduced to a gentleman that was actually making vibroacoustic sound beds which was a
Okay.
term that I had never heard of before.
Well, I'm going to take a halt here because
Yep.
I want to do something. For people, I understand because I personally love the study of sound.
Yes.
I love Dr. Eboto's work with water. I watch documentaries on water because I'm fascinated. So I'm going to take a wild guess in that water is imprinted with the sound and it holds the memory. But can you explain this to people who have never heard about this before?
Yes.
Why
In
does
fact,
it work?
why does it work? That's a great question. And just to answer that question, in 2000, after attending my first energy bioenergetic seminar, and I learned about the vials and how to muscle test with the body, which I didn't know what to do prior to this weekend. I came back and I started seeing my patients. And I said, hey, I just learned this new technique. Do you mind if I use this with you? And they said yes. And I did. And they started getting these results. And I said to myself the exact same question. How does this work? Why does this work? And what's happening? So it took me into studying a couple of different things. First of all, like what's going on in the vial? So like what is a vial? A vial is literally just a glass tube. And in a microscopic, when you study things under a microscope, glass is actually porous to the skin. So glass is better conductor of allowing frequencies to come through the out of the vial, and water is a conductor. So there's actually two things. Water can be an amazing insulator or an amazing conductor. And the difference, and this is very important, Debbie, do you know the difference what makes water an insulator or a conductor?
I don't.
Minerals.
Oh, no joke.
So
Okay.
this is a major, and I talk about this in my book, Primal Resonance, Discover the Secrets to Health, Vitality, and Optimal Human Performance. I talk specifically about this in my second chapter on hydration. And it's really interesting because water is an amazing conductor with minerals. And that's what actually raises the pH of the water. And we're talking about pH, that's acidity versus alkalinity. That also corresponds to inflammation versus
Okay.
regeneration. So when the body's going through an acidic process, it increases the temperature and it increases inflammation.
Okay.
So for wanting to shift that pendulum from really being alkaline to being acidic to being alkaline, then we need to move the pH. And we can do that by adding minerals. And so this is when we look at like reverse osmosis water. It's super clean. It's super pure. It has nothing in it. It's like distilled water. It has nothing in it. And because of that, it's clean and pure, which is great. There's nothing in it. However, it's also by definition highly acidic and exceptionally non-conductive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when you're flooding your body with non-conductive acidic water all the time, you become acidic, which another word for acidic is inflamed, and two, you don't keep a movement you don't keep the ions moving and flushing out of your cells, which is
Okay.
very dangerous actually at very high intense levels. In fact, I remember living in Colorado. There was a girl, a young girl. I think she might have been in high school. I remember hearing the story in the news, and she actually drowned herself to death by drinking water.
I've heard about stuff like that.
She had taken MDMA, and
Mhm.
she was taking a drug with some friends. And on that drug, you can become very thirsty. And she started drinking all of this water, and they didn't really disclose what kind of water, but I'm assuming she was probably drinking reverse osmosis water, probably the best water system that her family could buy in her house in Boulder. And it totally reversed, what I suspect is that it reversed her osmotic flow inside of her cells and literally took out all the minerals inside the cells. And she ended up drowning and dying. Very interesting concept. And what I think to be interesting about that idea is when we think about the programming of the news, especially now during COVID, everything's about, get your vaccine and, stay inside and wash your hands and don't see anybody and wear your mask and all these things. This is the propaganda of news. And I think news at that time was trying to share a story about don't drink water. You might drown yourself, when I think it's actually the opposite of the process. It's not about don't drink water. It's about what kind of water are you drinking. So this goes back to the cells and to this vial. First, we need highly conductive mineralized water. And then according to homeopathy, according to homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, the father of homeopathy, who created homeopathy back in like the 1500s, early 1500s, his whole premise of homeopathy is you take a physical substance and then you dilute it. And then you take that diluted substance and you dilute it again. And then you take that diluted substance and you dilute it again. And you keep diluting until you're left with nothing of the original physical substance, but what you're left with is the energetic signature of that physical substance. And when you apply that to the body and when you drink it or consume it, depending how it's being applied to you, your body, it actually can act as a remedy versus a disease-causing process. It can actually act as something that can heal you. And so when we're looking at how this works, the two components is conductivity and mineralization, and that water is a great conductor through the body, and that in a conductive water environment, we can imprint energetic signatures into this conductive medium, and then we can muscle test for neurological factors. And it's important as we're describing how this works. We also need to talk about neurology, how the nervous system interprets this, which is really fascinating because, when I was in school, I would study these neurology books, these thick, you read a couple pages and your mind is blown. Like, I have no idea what I just read. But I remember when I started looking deeper into this after I graduated chiropractic school, I said to myself, like, what's really happening here in neurology? And I took another look at it. And really, neurology comes down to two very simple things. Your neurology is being exposed by information, and it only knows how to do one of two things. It either knows how to respond yes, or it knows how to respond no. It knows how to respond as an on, or it knows how to respond as an off. It's like a binaural code, like Morse code, and it's the same as muscle testing. Is when you're doing a muscle test, is my muscle strong or is my muscle weak? And that's why muscle testing works. So as I started working in it, I was like, wow, okay. So so when we take this energetic conductive glass vial that is porous to the skin when in glass, and it's containing an energetic signature of substance X, and it's highly conductive, and we put it into your energy field. And what is your energy field? Your energy field is your aura. Oh my God, Dr. Schwartz is talking about auras. He's some new age hippie. You know what an aura is scientifically?
Debbie? No, or your energetic imprint, I'm guessing.
Energetic imprint, that's a very good explanation of it. Your body gives off an energy field. It's actually a very scientific term known as electropiezo effect, piezoelectric effect.
Okay.
And it's an engineering term. It's an engineering term that is studied during studying fluid dynamics. And fluid dynamics is like the movement of fluid or water, the physics of that. And the piezoelectric effect says in a living system, that's the key, two objects that move around one another create a natural electromagnetic field.
Mm.
So,
No.
so if we're looking at a non-living system and you move things around each other, you're going to need to make some kind of electromagnetic field. Like, however, in a living system like we are, or anything else that happens to be organic in nature, if you put two things together, naturally they begin to generate an electromagnetic field. So when we see that, now that eminence of this field is what is our aura.
Wow, that's intense. I want to just take a hold on real quick. That's a lot of information really quickly.
I'm sorry.
Wow. No. I'm loving this. This is fabulous. I just want to see if the audience, if you have any questions, are you understanding this? Is there any yeah, just ask questions. And what I also have going across the screen here, and I've posted into the chat as well, is a link to the bioharmonicstechnologies.com so that you can go over and you can start checking that out. Okay.
Yes, and also this content is all in my book as well too. So through
yes.
Technologies, you can go to shop, go to book, and all my links are there. Also, drstevenschwartz.com. I have my book links there, and on Amazon, Primal Resonance, like vibration and resonance, vibrational resonance. Discover the secrets to health, vitality, and optimal human performance. That's the name of my book.
Awesome. So make sure you go over there, and I will also put the links into the chat in just a little bit. I want to talk about the best ways to get mineral added. And I also want to expand on where you were going with that, because I have a couple of things I want to talk to you about. So Don Lynch, Kathy says he suggests that we add trace minerals to our water for better electrical response. And I've heard that sea moss has 92 of the minerals that we need for our body. So if we're doing something like adding the minerals in or eating possibly sea moss, that is going to in fact help our absorption of the water that we have. Because I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I've got this V.I.B.E.S, I have sparklets, and I'm pretty sure it's reverse osmosis. I don't know, I don't really know, but I don't know if minerals are added in. And so now I'm thinking about that.
I mean, bottled water is a crapshoot. You know, I mean, we don't really know what's in. I mean, it's truth of the matter is, especially if it's anything that's mass produced, it's probably not what you think it is. The nicer the bottle, probably the crappier the water is in my personal.
I'm sure you're flipping right. So what's the best way?
V.I.B.E.S, you know, I don't know about the details, but you know, glass bottle. I like the glass bottle.
That's why I get this, because it's a glass, and I can refill it with my water here. So that's why I like these, because they're glass and they're not plastic. So it's not getting the plastic properties and things. But
I also would like to state for the record, I don't know anything about the moss water at all. So I'm not making any comments about the effects of V.I.B.E.S. But I do V.I.B.E.S. I do like the glass bottle, and I do drink V.I.B.E.S. I like it. I like the way it tastes.
I like that. Yeah, me too. Okay, so what's the best way? Okay, so as we saw, adding trace minerals, and then also, what do you think about the sea moss?
Okay, so there's a couple of things. Yes, minerals, but not all minerals are created equal. A lot of them are synthetic, which doesn't do anything. Which doesn't do anything for me. But also, you know, like things like spirulina, seaweed, sea moss, chlorella. I mean, these are awesome natural.
Bladderwhack?
What's that?
Bladderwhack?
I don't know what that is.
So seaweed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So all those things are great. You know, I think they all have a different kind of taste to them and things like that. But yeah, there's all kinds of experiences, that we can be adding in to, like, I really like that, chlorophyll and mint added into water. It has a lot of minerals in it. It's got all the green in it. I love mint. So it's got a nice taste to it. And there's many different brands out there. I actually use homeopathic minerals that I really like, that I utilize, and that helps just increase my mineral concentration as well. So, lots of different things. But yeah, water makes a difference. And also, I work with a water structuring device from Austria called UMH, and you'll see that on my website. and it takes regular water, and it creates hexagonal water structures. It makes your water more permeable, or to absorbing water, makes your cells more permeable.
Oh, that's way cool. I love that. I
Yeah,
got to check that out. Well, one of
it's
the things,
all about hydrate, vibrate, and gyrate.
woo, guys, I'm loving this. Okay, I had a Melanie Proctor on one time that has Phuket Cleanse in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about the fact that our bodies are basically, if you could envision them like a battery, and you're going out into the sun to recharge your battery. And she's talking about the how important, yes, that you drink the water first so that you have that conductive going. But I don't remember the mineral part. Is just, I love this because that makes absolute sense. What do you think about the structuring of just putting water into the sun, letting it get structured from the sun, and then freezing it and drinking that water? I know that that's a practice. What's your vibe on that?
I mean, I can't confirm or deny what's happening when you put in the sun, but I can tell you that sun energy, we are derived from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, just to in regards, we're going to talk about the sun for a moment. You know, when the first signs of skin cancer came out?
I do believe it was when they started saying the ozone layer was depleting.
They were saying that it was actually described in Australia, and it corresponded with the first year that sunscreen came on the market.
Oh shit. Okay, I got
Imagine
you.
what was going on back. You know, I think, I'm not sure what year that was, but
Yeah.
I mean, our skin is the largest sense organ in the
Mm.
body.
Okay. Yeah.
And they say, actually, and it not they say, but it is derived from the same neurological tissue as is our nervous system. So the nervous system and skin are derived from the same embryological material, the ectoderm, and it's the first tissue that is developed embryologically, and it forms our skin and nervous system. So, you know, and it's also our major detox organ. So when we are out in the sun, we come from the sun. And actually, interesting, I don't know the exact percentages of this, but you know, they say that we're stardust. We are stardust. We all have been derived here from the sun, from the planet, from the sun, you know, in our solar system. I mean, some of us come from minerals from other places, but as it's come down, the photosynthesis that's occurred, which actually photosynthesis is applied from plants, but, you know, we consume plants, so technically we're kind of plants as well. So from photosynthesis, we are derived from the sun. So it's really important that we are able to fully receive the frequencies of the sun. And they say, oh, the sun is dangerous and it's going to give you skin cancer. So put all this synthetic stuff, lather it all over your body over and over and over again, and block the way that the sun is going to come in to our cells and create beneficial chemistry. That is completely wrong and ridiculous. And it actually makes completely no sense whatsoever, because every single cell in our body is photophilic,
Oh,
meaning
that's a
that it
word.
likes light. Photo is light, philic means like, so we like light, photophilic. So there's more photophilic receptors on I think on every tissue, every single cell, there's a photoreceptor, light receptor. So for us to be able to block that through the largest sense organ is a problem. And then, you know, what's your diet like? You're sitting there smoking cigarettes on the beach, you're sitting there drinking beers on the, you know, having drinks, whatever. So you're blocking your detox organ, you're congesting your liver, you're stressing your kidneys.
That's a recipe for like a whole
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
like, yeah, there's some serious issues.
Exactly. And
Yes.
oh my God, she's so healthy, and now she got skin cancer. Bless her heart.
Well, I'm curious, like, so let's go into a little bit of the epigenetic factor here, and let's talk about our mind. And this is going to lead into, I think, more of a discussion about the vibe and why this is important. Because my experience with the vibe was remarkable. I mean, just laying there and feeling this all through my body, just feeling my body just soak up this energy and almost lifting off. I felt like I was just kind of lifting up off of this incredible cloud is what it, I mean, it was just awesome. And I also know I made intentions before that I started this, and that our mind and what we're thinking is so imperative in talking about our cellular health. What do you, so what, so you have the vibe and you do, let's talk about our mind and epigenetics, because
Great.
I also heard you say, look, you said that something, you had that situation with your friend and you shut this off. You shut off the receptor that was reacting to the cat, to the cat dander. Okay, you shut that off, and if you
Well,
shut that off, that epigenetics, if you shut off that gene, you wouldn't it have the belief system have to be in there as well?
okay, so we didn't shut anything off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's really important for your audience to understand. I don't, as a chiropractor, I don't shut anything off. It's not my job. My job as a chiropractor is to remove spinal interference and to restore homeostasis back to the body.
Okay.
And so when we look at what an allergy is, it's like an error in the immune system. Or if it's a, there's two kinds of allergies. There's a primary allergy and a secondary allergy. Primary allergies is I'm allergic to cat because long laundry list of why that might be. I grew up with cats. I got scratched by a cat. My mom loves cats, and I hate my mom. You know, lots of different situations like why you could have cat allergies. You could have allergies to their dander. You could have allergies to their saliva. But whatever it is, these are all things. But however, as a primary allergy, if we can identify what that thing is and we put it into your energy field and we do some reprogramming, it can be gone completely. And so the other allergy is what we call a secondary allergy. And a secondary allergy is when the allergy is the symptom of something else going on. What else is going on? Inflammation from what? From toxins, from infections, from foods, from air, from thoughts. All these different things can be causing secondary food allergies. Now, in this particular case, this patient, he had 18 of 22 allergies to different substances. So we didn't turn off anything. What we did do is identify which of these substances were creating this situation. And then we went in and we balanced it in the nervous system. And as a symptom, and as an effect, the symptoms got better.
Hot damn. That's excellent. God, I love this. I'm so loving this. Let's get into the nervous system. And see, I'm radically interested in the nervous system because I was diagnosed with polyneuropathy years ago.
Wow.
I've been in a wheelchair.
Wow.
I've had all kinds of stuff happen, dude, like crazy. So I walked away from big pharma about 6 years ago, and I'm not going back. I mean, for real, that almost took me out because I didn't get any healing from there. So I'm working on this healing. So yeah, I'm all about, let's talk about this nervous system and how anxiety, PTSD, trauma, all this stuff in my world, it seems like that may have been some of the stuff that was going on to create this firing off of wacky nerves.
Yeah, totally. I mean, polyneuralgia, that's what you were diagnosed with?
Polyneuropathy, not peripheral.
Okay,
Yeah.
polyneuropathy. Okay, so yeah, you know, poly meaning multiple nerves, but from what? You know, here's a diagnosis.
No primary diagnosis. Okay,
Exactly.
so yeah, just years of their shit, just putting me through a bunch of rigorous tests, and their medication is what kept me down. I do. I can't even remember all the stuff they put me through. Serious, dude. Like it was insane. Anyway, I finally said enough is enough. What I know is that it's slowly. I think it's getting better over time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nerves regenerate. That's another misnomer, is that nerves is the only tissue in the body that doesn't regenerate. That's actually incorrect. Everything regenerates. It does regenerate slower than, say, the skin, which is really interesting, and even the liver, which is the fastest
Really?
yeah, which is the fastest to regenerate. Um, but yeah, the nervous system tends to regenerate much slower, and so yeah, those are important things. So,
Okay.
did they have you on steroids?
They had me on they at one point probably.
Mhm.
I mean, seriously, at one point they were trying all kinds of stuff. Um, what I'm picking up right now in big throws is how that this vibe is an all around healing system. This isn't just something you're going to use to meditate with and go into la la land, even though that is one of the really awesome
Yeah,
benefits, let me tell you.
exactly.
But what I'm picking up here is something that I'm learning as we do this, that this is an all encompassing freaking healing system for your body. So let's go
Cool.
a little bit deeper into the nerves then and how that's working on them.
Um, I mean, the vibes when I started researching into, I mean, remember, okay, at the same time that I started making music, I also started developing a biofeedback system, and
Okay.
I'm learning. Okay, at that time, like, wow, I can use music as a modality. Great. So what else can we create? So instead of just making music, because there's some challenges with music. With music, um, you're making one recording for the world. So, but everybody's different. So if you're going to make healing music, how do you make more of like a global something that can be very specific, but on a larger scale? Versus biofeedback, where I'm going to be working one on one with you, and you can get very specific with things for that person. So two different things, but you can still use frequency, audio files, and things like that. So I started saying to myself, how does this work physiologically? And I started studying about the connective tissue, the living connective tissue matrix. And I started working with this music. I said, what's the delivery system for the music? Because anybody, I mean, listen, we all listen to music. We're in a car, we're listening to music, right?
Yeah.
And some music really like connects with you. Other music, you just want to turn it off.
Right.
And but then I feel like with my music, I wanted to create something that would vibrate specifically into the connective tissue.
Hmm.
And so I ended up, saying to myself, what delivery system can I use to focus that? And that's when I started working with the phi ratio, the connective tissue ratio for the connective tissue and for the universe. And that's a whole other thing. And I said, well, where does this connective tissue show up in the body? And it's in every aspect. Like, what's the highest level of interaction? And what I came down to was these same materials, microfilaments, microtubules, and intermediate tubules. These are the three components of your living connective tissue matrix. And they have one common physiological effect. Do you know what that is?
No. Besides water? I don't
Um,
know. I'm guessing.
physiological,
Okay, they have one physiological. No, I
physiological effect. What does microfilaments, microtubules, and intermediate tubules do?
conduct.
That's a good dude. That's actually a fantastic answer.
I'm just trying to. I'm
You're
trying to
so
see what
smart.
they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to visually see, like, watch them interacting to see what they're doing. Okay, please, yes.
We're having a conversation. This isn't
This
a
is great.
yeah. We're talking with each other.
I love learning.
It has one physiological effect,
Okay.
and and um, it stimulates chemistry through vibrational resonance.
Okay.
So it supersedes chemistry.
No shit. Oh yeah.
And how does it? It does conduct. It conducts through vibrational resonance.
Wow. Very cool. I'm digging this. Holy cow, I got you.
So this is the premise behind the vibe. So
Woo!
then it just comes down to, here's your connective tissue. How do we vibrate it? And then how do we change it? And so I have a formulation that I use using the phi ratio and a bunch of other ingredients, sonic pseudocol ingredients. And then we vibrate this technology through into every tissue, system, and cell of your body.
Okay, I'm seeing that. This is fascinating. So I want to just kind of I want to look at what Kathy's saying. She says lights and frequency bands with a question mark. It's
Uh,
light it's LED lights and frequency bands question mark.
Yeah, she's asking if it's LED. So we have LEDs, light. It's all about sound, light, frequency, and vibration. So we're having sound coming through. I mean, we're looking at the electromagnetic field spectrum. We're looking at radio waves is like down here. And then on the other side of the spectrum is more like PEMF. So you go through these kind of channels where we're in sound, and then we move into light, and then we move into frequency, and then some of these other aspects that are moving forward. And so the difference between sound and light is speed. Just kind of take a second to let that integrate into your body. Is the difference between light and sound is speed.
Okay.
And if we are
we've been taught that light is faster.
Yeah, light's faster. Speed of light, speed of sound. So that's why when you hear thunder, there's a delay before you hear light.
Damn right, there is.
Somebody, where did I learn about that? I mean, it's really interesting. That's like practical application. That seems that should be like a no-brainer, but nobody really even thinks about like why is that possible? And it's that exact thing. Light's faster than sound.
Right. Okay, that makes total freaking sense. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to show everybody something that I think would be very fascinating to share, because we've really covered some deep knowledge, and I know this has just been an absolute amazing time with you. So I'm going to just bring this up, everybody, and take a look at this. Change your vibe, change your life. That's what this episode is all about. And we are going to be doing this. I think at this point, we've talked about doing this once a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We can bring in all kinds of cool guests and see where it evolves. We're in the new earth, and this information is vital for getting out. I mean, I think just over the last, 45 minutes that we've been here, last 40 minutes we've been talking. This is practical information about human physiology that's not woo-woo. This has been the foundation of my practice. And it's interesting that, Kathy's on here. I mean, I don't even know what years that was that we've been friends, but she knew me, when I was in clinical practice, 16,
Wow.
16 years. And I was a young doctor. In fact, my birthday is in 2 days. And I've been reflecting back over the last 20 years of my life. And, I just remember being a young doctor, like, wow, why are not more people doing this? Or why do not more people understand this? And a lot of things have happened over the last 20 years, but nothing more has been accelerated ever faster than just within the last year since the lockdown. We went through a global portal together. Never in modern history, I mean, for centuries, maybe even 1,000 years. I don't know. I mean, probably like the bubonic plague and things like that, but nothing in any of our lifetimes that anybody that's alive on this planet, there's never been a situation where every single person on this planet has been affected by the same thing in some way, shape, or form. And that is a portal. And what's the definition of a portal? A doorway or a gateway. And it's a portal. It's a portal to what? It's a portal to a new evolutionary experience. And think about it. What are some other portals? I was having this conversation last night at dinner with some friends. You know, we think about like World War II, and we think about like 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. You know, these are all, but really they were still, even though it affected everybody, it really was very regional. But I thought about like, well, what about like Woodstock? You know, like that was in the 1960s. You know, they had a protest. They were protesting the Vietnam War, but then everybody came together and listened to music.
That's right.
You know, and that really, and you know what portal that really activated, because there was other things going on, but that was really the beginning of festivals. You know,
Yeah.
you know, listen, I'm that was before my time, but I don't know what was going on prior to Woodstock. I'm sure there was, you know, festivals and live music for sure, but I'm not sure how many, like, you know, large scale. I don't know how many people were at Woodstock. Was there 100,000 people at Woodstock? You know, I have no idea.
There was, I forget how many people were at Woodstock. I've watched the documentaries. It's funny that you're bringing up festivals too.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason that that all of that happened, this is where people can get together. And you know what's amazing? Is that when you get all these people together and the music's going and the flow is happening, there's a lot of love. I mean, this is really possible. I've seen it happen in large gatherings. You know, you're going to be involved in a large gathering. Speaking of festivals, coming up very shortly here, you're going to have Penny, who is going to be there at a festival that we're going to be doing. I have one right here at the Puffin plant. This is a veteran village. This is the Veterans Village Kins community. And what this is, everybody, just so that you know, see if we can see both of our faces here. What this is this is for Earth Day. And we're going to plant 2,000 pounds of hemp seed, plant trees, and we're enjoying nature. You can watch virtual teachings on the 21st. Dr. V.I.B.E. here will be coming through. He just doesn't know it yet. He just found out. And I just kind of included you today in a conversation, and now we're just talking about it. So just thought I'd let you know. So
yeah, that's what see. I mean, I'm down here in Mexico right now, hiding out, architecting the new Earth. And I think that was just kind of the, you know, that was the point I was trying to get to was, you know, we went through this portal, and now everybody's very much interested in, there's a new level of consciousness that's coming around sound, light, frequency, and vibration, and different ways of being healthy. And people, you know what, I think it's intuitive. People don't want to take synthetic anything. I think people do it, and then you obviously have that percentage of people that, you know, they're in that. But I also feel that what we're going to be seeing is an expansion as time goes on, just from 2020, everybody was locked down in their house. And if you left the house, people are like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're leaving your house. You're going to die. You're going to get COVID. Now people are like, okay, I'm super over being in my house. Now like, well, now how do I get around? And okay, well now we got to, you know, you got to fly, you got to get your vaccinations, you got to get your test, your COVID test, you got to do all this stuff, you know? And people are not just the government putting in these mandates, but also just about people in general are saying, what do they feel comfortable doing? You know, like I would love to have my family come and visit me in Mexico. And they're like, you know, after we get the vaccine, okay. And they're like, are you going to get the vaccine? And I'm like, no. Am I going to be forced to get a vaccine? I hope not. So, there's just a lot of people messaging me today about what I think about, like, these vaccine passports and stuff like that. And, really as it stands right now, there are no vaccine passports. So will that happen?
Don't
Maybe.
know.
I hope. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm operating in a place of 5D. And in fact, this is really great. I wear these are my signature Dr. V.I.B.E. glasses.
I want to see this. Oh my God, aren't those just adorable? You're keeping out the rays. Check
Well,
you out.
and so people always ask me, oh, like, are you these, why are you wearing these glasses? Are they blocking out, electromagnetic fields, or, like, are they good for what be on your computer? And you know what I say that these glasses do?
What?
They block 3D. When you look through these glasses, you only see life through 5D.
Okay, all right. Here's the lens of my glasses. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Can you all see through that?
Yes. And now we're gonna.
Okay.
Are you ready to look through the world through? Oh, how do I do it?
Just put it in front of the lens.
This is what life looks like through 5D. And what is 5D? 5D is a higher level of consciousness that is.
Oh, there you go, right there. That's rad.
Welcome to 5D, everybody. And 5D is a new level of vibrational. Oops, what happened to 5D? We're in and out. This is actually a great metaphor, actually, because we do pop. Wait, what happened to it? We do pop in between of 3D and 5D. There we go. And just like this, we still have 3D experiences, and we also have 5D experiences. I put myself in a place where I'm living in a 5D world down here in Tulum, Mexico. And the day that I had today was a total 5D experience. Lots of synchronicities, all kinds of things like that happening. And, down here, do people wear masks? Sure, they wear masks. Are we being forced to get vaccinated? And no, none of those things are happening down here. And that's why I choose to live here. I like living in beautiful places with beautiful people, with beautiful minds, doing beautiful things. And I like the conversations not being about being vaccinated, but I like having conversations about what are you inspired to do with your life? How are you?
Hallelujah. Thank you, dear God.
Yeah, how are you wanting to contribute to this new earth?
Yeah,
And
let's do that.
that's happening down here in Tulum, and I'm humbled by the people that I have met and am meeting, and by the people that are meeting me. And I did up on top of there's a resort called Delek, Delek, Delek. It's a beautiful resort right on the beach. All these kinds of, I don't even know how to explain it, kind of like these like huts, beautiful like high-end huts on the beach, and they have like a tower, and there's like a little infinity pool right off the tower, and the view is, I have no idea, maybe it's 50 feet high, 100 feet high. It's tree line. And I did a sound experience up there, and it's combined with intention setting, and we do a sonic alchemy journey. We take people into a new dimensional reality of their choosing during these times. And this woman came up for the last like 10 minutes or so, and she was like, I totally resonate with everything that you do, and I'm putting together this like everything eco and regenerative medicine conference down here, and I want you to be a part of it. And so, and it turns out she actually lives like 2 buildings from me. She lives in my neighborhood, and these are the people that are down in Tulum, and we're all architecting the new earth. And it's not about being in Tulum; it's about creating a ball of energy and then expanding it and bringing it broadcasting. So Debbie, having this show is so vital, because we can get information out to the world through people that really resonate with this work, with this words. And if they're not doing what they're doing, then they want to do it. Then they might want to begin doing it. And the vibe, which is something we haven't really gotten that much into on this call, which is totally fine because this call has been totally in flow. But that's what the vibe's all about. They're interdimensional portals for your living room. and they act through your connective tissue. It's a way for people to raise their personal vibration and to raise the vibration of people around them. And that's a very 5D concept.
Absolutely.
And so that's what so I have a 5D company, and, I was struggling in 3D, and then as soon as 5D hit, smooth sailing.
Love this.
So I invite each and when you go to my website, my drstevenschwartz.com website, you'll see my title is that I'm an evolutionary performance expert. And I assist people in not just getting out of disease states, but to evolve into a higher level of vibrational expression for themselves. And the vibe is an integral component of self-care and self-actualization for assisting you not just to feel better, but to also raise your vibration and to align yourself into an optimal vibrational resonance of your choosing.
Beautiful. Sounds like freedom to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like freedom. It sounds like it's self-actualization freedom. I mean, that's why I do believe that we are all here, and I think on this journey. And as Ram Dass says, we're here to walk each other home. So grab the hand of somebody you know and lead them along the journey, and let's have some fun with this. And I love everything that you're doing. I am appreciating you thoroughly. And also the fact that the vibe will be present right here at the 420 Pub and Plant. This is happening in Arizona. It's a 3-day musical festival of planting hemp trees, a virtual workshop. And if you're there, it'll be live for you in person, holistic healing, camping, and just ridiculous fun. Even though I think we have to take the word healing off of there, we're going to get in trouble. So I just realized that. Holistic, yum. You know what? It's going to be a lot of delicious, yummy, total vibing resonance, guys.
See.
Total. And if you're in Tulum or going to be going to Tulum, I highly encourage you to hit up Dr. Steven Schwartz, drstevenschwartz.com. Look in the comments later for all of those links and check back with us again in a couple of weeks. We're going to be back with some more high vibe. What's your last words to leave us with before we head out?
Also, there's another way. I'm the founder and president of this company. I love this technology. I'm meeting lots of people, but what I love even more than me meeting people and doing all this is my community meeting other people and really getting my community involved with their vibe systems. All because we're in 6 different countries, soon to be 7. We have a couple of deals going on in some really cool places around the world. But also, I have a new app called VIBRATIONAL. VIBROPHILE, VIBRATIONAL, and it's the world's first immersive music app. And you can listen to all of my music there. There's protocols on there. But what's even cooler about that app is there's a VIBRATIONAL locator where you could see everybody else that's on the app, that's on all around the world. So we're still onboarding our Vibe owners onto VIBRATIONAL, but that's a great way to either listen to vibrational music or find other vibrational practitioners. You can send us a message through bioharmonic and we can help find you practitioners. And yes, if you're in Tulum, please reach out to me as well. And we're going to be doing retreats down here and around the world. Coming late 2021 and beyond.
Oh, you know it, because I'm part of that. I don't even know. Guarantee. God, look.
You just invited yourself.
That's done. I didn't even need to do that. I just am. I'm just there. So I love y'all. He's gonna put us in 3D. All right, guys, we are at the hour. So let's say goodbye. Namaste.